I think hands down, he's probably one of the most arguable figures in the sport of power building. And I'm so excited to go ahead and talk about the life and times of Louie Simmons, aka the founder of Westside Barbell. Cheers, everybody. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the latest episode of Fitness After Dark with your host, as always, Nadia Vicentia. We got the little cold brew on deck. And of course, guys, let's hand it off to Mr. Bruce Buffer, as in tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Yo, let's go. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. So Louie Simmons, he's arguably left a legacy that has gone unmatched, man, since he's passed away. RIP. It was so sad finding out he passed away last year, and it feels like he's gone too soon, man. It always gets sad, bro, talking about a legend that passed away too soon in the sport. But I remember the first time finding out who Louie Simmons was, believe it or not, it's through that little Vice documentary that they made about the most controversial gym in America, Westside Barbell. I'm like, bro, this gym is badass. Like, if I get the chance to train over there, bro, like, dude, sign me up, bro. I want to go train. And so literally, I got so intrigued by the gym and then like the people who found it. I was like, wait, who's like the owner of this joint, bro? Like, what? I want to go over there. And then finding out that Louie Simmons was the guy that was heading it all, I was like, yo, let me dig deeper, bro. Let me dig a little deeper. So it was around 2016. I remember finding out about Louie Simmons, and then shortly afterwards, bro, I found out he was on the Joe Rogan Experience. But you know, it's like back in the good old days, right, when Joe Rogan used to be on YouTube. Oh, those good times, bro. Those good times, man. But then afterwards, bro, I watched the interview, and it was funny because Joe Rogan actually flew out to Columbus to meet with Louie Simmons, and they had the interview at his gym, bro. They didn't do it the other way around where he would fly over to his studio. Nah, that's how much of a G Louie Simmons was. Louie Simmons is a very interesting figure because he, in power building, was responsible for inventing two major things. So Louie Simmons, back in the late 1960s and then the early 1970s, he was going out and breaking all kinds of records in the power building game. So I shit you not, right? He was doing a good morning lift with 435 pounds on the barbell, where out of nowhere, he dislocated his L5 vertebrae, and that caused his major injury, one of the first throughout his career. But here's how much of a badass Louie Simmons actually is. He decided to go ahead and do his own kind of rehab, which then brought about the invention of the reverse hyper machine. That's how much of a badass he is. He invented his own machine to do his rehab. And shortly afterwards, he was breaking like world records, bro. Like, it was insane how fast Louie Simmons was breaking records in power building. And then he decided to but he decided to bring over the Russian style of training that made like the Soviet Union, like back in the day, like super popular. Like, literally, think about it this way: what the Russians were doing in Rocky 4, bro, but real life and in power building, Louie Simmons found out what they were doing exactly, which was basically, right, for the major compound lifts, right, like bench, squat, and deadlift. He found out that they were just focusing primarily on those three movements, but doing alternative styles of that same lift. So he decided, bro, you know what? There's something there, bro. I think these guys are onto something. He decided to bring that exact same training and movement over to America, and had major success with it because he started breaking even more records in bench and I think squat as well. Like, it was insane. He was the guy that not only popularized like that Russian style of training, but he inadvertently made it one of the big training focuses in the sport of powerlift building. So later on, Louie Simmons decided to open up his own gym, which we can even make a video about that too, because the history behind that gym is also really, really interesting as well. And it's called Westside Barbell. It's arguably one of the mecca of powerlifting when it comes to gyms. It's located over in Ohio, and it's a place I really, really want to go train at some point down the line during the YouTube journey. I definitely want to make a video series over there as well when I go ahead and start doing power building, so which I'm so excited about as well. That gym was so influential for so many reasons, but definitely I think it's controversial as well, right? Because he used to be very open about like his steroid usage and didn't give a shit about it, to be honest. And he was always very open about it and transparent, which is honestly refreshing compared to nowadays when people are like, oh yeah, dude, I'm natty. And then boom, bro, they get hit with like, oh, like the Liver King. It's, oh, I'm on the juice, bro. I'm on the Hugo. But super, super dope, man. He is really a pioneer of the sport, and he's such a G. I think my two favorite videos that cover his life, like, that are must watches if you want to get more into the culture of power building, is definitely his Joe Rogan interview that's available on Spotify, and also like the Vice interview documentary. That one was really, really cool too. Yeah, Louie Simmons contributed so much to the sport of power building, and he'll be missed, dude. Like, literally, he did so much for the sport, dude, especially with like his inventions and like what he brought to the table that was really different from everyone else. It definitely is. He'll definitely be missed for the most part.